Okay, Shalawah Makim, Kahalan Imna Yahaba Shim Yashaba Shim Hakudash, and double honors to the great Muslim apostles. Thali Yahshua for the strength and all to make this video, and Yara Tazar, that you're also edified, and let this video be like a lesson of whom will help to really, how can I say this? Really just to learn from, that just in simplicity, just to learn from, Yara Tazar. So we're gonna get to it because this is the brother Ibar Yahawada 7. I'm not sure if he was elder, in the GMS Tampa Bay camp, but I think at least I could call him an elder brother. So this elder brother here, he made a video called "Demons Are Real," and these heathen are being plagued by them. Evil spirits will manifest more. And of course, when it says evil spirits will manifest more, manifest means to make something clear, like you see it clearly. And that's what people are going to be dismayed by. They're going to be confused by it. Some will die by the sight of them as well. And yeah, man, I'm just going to be playing parts of this video. Probably might skip ahead, I may even do a part 2 on it too. Because it's one thing where you got what was I even going to say, man? But really, these demons, they're playing really the will of Yahweh ultimately. And of course, the Most High is the one who sends them there, man. And of course, Yahushua, considering that all power is given unto him, as the scriptures say, we know that Yahushua also has command over these demons too. He has command over Satan. And of course, to even show you the level of power, he had power over Satan as well, even in the flesh. So of course, if he has overcome Satan, what's a flipping little demon that Yahushua said we have the power over them? And I'm going to get into these precepts. I'm going to get into these scriptures. So these points that I'm making, Yara Tazar, I'm going to get some scriptures as well to support that, man. But, just adding for some context. And, I'm going to speak on point is, I'm going to speak on the video, Yara Tazar, bring out some testimonies. And what else? Hold on. As well as bring out scriptures, man. But yeah, let's get on with it. And really, when it comes to these demons, just to get it down here, but get it down to the point, in terms of having a defense against them, is really our faith and our trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's rooted and reasoned through the scriptures. Because with the precepts that we've been given, we have to believe them as fact. That's what they are. The same way there's going to be night and day tomorrow, you got to believe in Yahweh Yahushua even more so in the fact that they will protect you and they got guardian angels around you and surrounding you to protect you from these demons. Because they're the ones, as the brother here will say, they're the ones who actually bring these negative thoughts, self-doubt, fear, so that they can thrive off of it. Whereas the actual truth is they fear you because you know Yahweh Yahushua. And Yahweh Yahushua has given you that spirit and authority over them. I'm going to get into that, but first I want to play this video. So just to set the tone, there's no need to fear them because we know that they fear Yahweh Yahushua. We got this one over here. Anyways, let's continue. Let's start it off. So it says a man living in Appalachian Mountains records a demonic figure in his doorway at 2 a.m. Yeah, man, early hours of the morning, eh? That's why when you wake up, even if you wake up, around that time, pray, man. Pray, because that's what we use to defend ourselves, and not just defend ourselves, but to diminish the power of these demons anyways. I may actually do a part 2 as well and speak on because there was a cautionary tale that on Apostle Gabar's channel, probably a few months back, maybe even last year, on I think the elder bishop Khazak, not the one in Mississippi, but another one, an old one. But anyways, that's for another time. Let's see. I might do it in the part 2 if it be so. But let's continue with this. Thing is, yeah, you could try to turn up the volume. You ain't gonna hear nothing that the demon hears, man. But all things are through her Hakwadash, the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yashaf. When you don't hear it, there's the Most High's will. We thank Him for preserving our ears for whatever shit the demon was speaking, man. Because again, these demons, one could say they thrive off of fear, which is really the opposite of faith. When faith goes down, fear increases. When fear decreases, faith goes up. That's why the emphasis on faith, having that deep conviction in Yahweh Shem Yashai protecting us, is essential, rudimentary to this truth. There's, scary times out here, man. Anyways, let's continue. It looks like it's wearing a hat, man. Flipping looking like, I can't remember the flipping movie, but there was a movie where there was a demonic like figure of whom was wearing a hat. It's like flipping, what's his name? What's it? Michael Myers or something? No, not that. Well, there was one where he had like a scary costume or face or something. Not even sure. But yeah, he was wearing a hat. That's what it instantly reminded me of. But yeah, I'm gonna let the brother speak as well. One could even say somewhat it looks like Scarecrow as well. Or what I perceived as well is also some irregularity. Like those in those movies where you have absurd, irregular faces, but in a human form. That's essentially what it is right there. But anyways, you see the demon just standing there, staring, troubling this heathen, which rightfully so. The curses are coming upon them.
Hey, Shalom, call hello, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. That's giving all praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful scattered abroad. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 66, verse 5. It says, "Come and see the works of the Most High. He is terrible in His doing toward the children of men." And in this video, you see this individual, and Salakia Bits on Instagram. I kind of, I wanted to get the comments as well, so I didn't take it off of Instagram. I might take it off later, but just for edification's sake, now I'm gonna leave it on there so I can read some of the comments too. But you see this figure in his doorway, all right? This guy who appears to be an Edomite is getting plagued, okay, by this spirit, all right? It says, and you can see the look and the fear on his face, okay? It says, a man living in the Appalachian Mountains records a demonic figure in his doorway at 2 a.m., okay? A man living in the Appalachian Mountains records a demonic figure in his doorway at 2 a.m. And you see him, he's like shaking, he's terrified. Okay, can you imagine seeing something like that standing in your doorway at 2 a.m.? Me personally, I just closed my door. But, that's terrifying. Okay, look at him, he's freaking out. Okay, and the worst thing that can happen, when this happens to you, the worst thing that can happen is you not know the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay.
Yeah. Not knowing the names, man. You leave thyself defenseless. Just joking around it, but it's true though. You do leave yourself without a defense. So let's get this. This is when studying the scriptures as well. These are the precepts of which you think about when you do. Well, Yaros as well, that you don't encounter a flipping scenario like that, man. But for brothers who have experienced that, with certain times you may experience it. I personally have seen silhouettes and shit. But before I speak on it, we gotta support the brother here with this precept. This is Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So of course, when these demons come by, the point is to have faith in the names Yahweh, Yahushua. Use the names Yahweh, Yahushua to save you in that time. And innately believe within yourself that Yahweh, Yahushua clears off that demon. Because they are subject under Yahweh, Yahushua. And Yahushua has given us that ability, which I'm going to get that precept. Because, I'm going to dig deep to that. Because, just a little testimony since I mentioned it before. There was one time where when I was sleeping, I think it was either last year or probably last year or the year before. So 2023 or 2024, probably 2024. But I was sleeping, and then there was when I was sleeping, it's like I was in this I don't know, there was just it's like I turned, and then when you turn on the bed, and then there was just two red eyes staring at me. In the bed, it was I just turned, I saw two red eyes staring at me, man. But of course, sometimes, when these encounters happen, you forget what you actually said. But through the fact, all in all though, I was in the spirit of, through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, I didn't have anything to fear. That was the spirit that I came in that scenario specifically. And before you know it, those red eyes just fucking disappeared, man. Because that's also, because again, I can't recall what I said, but it was through the faith and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua innately within my spirit that cleared off that demon. When you actually begin to realize and recall the precepts, in that moment, just by the mere belief in Yahweh Yahushua, that demon gets cleared off, man. Because we don't have anything to fear. And normally, when seeing the one with the red eyes, I just stared it down, man. Some flipping stare down competition, which really, all in all, they're under us. That's the truth. They're under us. I'm gonna bring a precept on that as well. So that was the first testimony of flipping I guess so-called demon whilst I was asleep. But then when I opened my eyes, it wasn't there anyways. It wasn't there. So through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it cleared off, man. I turned, even though whilst I turned, I was closing my eyes, saw the red eyes of the demon. But, I opened my eyes, it wasn't there no more, man. But again, that was through the power and the faith that I had in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So that was one. And then another testimony on the demon. This also happened, of course, in the night as well. And one thing I do remember through the spirit for this one, this is for the second testimony, by the way. The first one, that's done. Second testimony, for this one, I was actually preparing to do or I actually began to do either a 2 or 3 day fast, man. Now, of course, to each brother with their own. Obviously, through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, I just wanted to, of course, you warm up to fast. I've done many videos. I'll probably make another one eventually too. To reiterate the point, the power of fasting, man. But yeah, I was about to go on a fast, man. On either 2 or 3 days, because normally them ones good. It was probably a 3-day one, because I know that one was going to be intense. In terms of praying and fasting, man. That one specifically, I knew, okay, I need to fucking shove off a demon. You know, because these are you got to realize that even though we're in the flesh, but we ourselves, we're also fighting these demons too, of course, through the power of Yahweh Shai, which means Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. So again, let me continue the story. So testimony. So this demon here, for the second encounter, you know, it was that I was again, I was asleep. I turned, but then near the door. The door wasn't open. The door was not open. Near the door, when I opened my eyes, you know, I saw a demon, but this time there were two purple eyes. You know, he had two somewhat irregularly or absurdly big eyes. Not too big, but, you know, big. You could say it's big, you know. Two purple big eyes, man, just staring at me. But then again, when the spirit came, you know, when I say the spirit, Harchak Wadash came upon me, you know, again, I can't recall what words, but I came in the spirit of, okay, you want to do this? Keep doing what you're doing. Let's see what happens. You know, which is really just me saying that, you know, through the power of Yahweh Shem Yashai, we'll see what happens, man. So that's the type of spirit that I came within. But really, that was like an automatic response. You know, that was like an automatic response personally. You know, because it's like you know, as the scriptures say, you study the scriptures, you meditate upon the precepts, but innately within yourself, through this power of Yahweh Shem Yashai, I believed in that moment there, I ain't got nothing to worry about. That's why with that demon also, there was a fucking staring competition too, man.